Several people asked me to talk a bit about my little shaper. This machine is built in the Netherlands somewhere in the 1960s. The table measures 18 centimeters, 7 inch by, I'm gonna tell you, 20, about 8 inch. The total stroke length of this machine is 220 millimeters, about 8 inch and a half, and the total travel (240), almost 9 inch and a half. What I like the most on these little machines that you have absolutely no need of these. It's completely useless. There's only one thing left to say. Let's put a vise on this thing and make something. I'm going to show you how it works. This machine has 3 different speeds you change by a belt system, and you have 60 strokes a minute, 100 and 160. Let's say for whatever project I need to square up this little block. First of all, we take care that the machine is clean, that there's no chips in behind here, and of course oil everywhere. To make it easy, we're gonna move the table to the left hand side, other side of course. Plenty of room to work. This workpiece is rough and the jaws of my vise are soft, and I don't want to hurt this vise, so I'm gonna use old machinist trick. This is sandpaper from the belt sander. Normally you use gasket paper or something, but this works extremely well. To be sure that the workpiece is pushed against a fixed jaw, we're going to use a copper wire. Why copper? Because copper is soft. That will do. Now the workpiece is installed, and to make sure to use the maximum rigidity of the ram, we're gonna put this downfeed system the maximum height. This is too low and there's a little risk of movement, so we're gonna turn it up. Now we're in line with the ram. On the original clapper box there's this ring. I don't like to use it because it's not low enough, so I always take it off, and I made this one, goes in here, and when I install my cutting tool it's supported way lower, more rigid. So we put the cutting tool in like this. Rigidity. Now this is a very simple cutting tool. You can use it both sides. You go left to right, right to left. It's just a round nose tool, easy to grind. It's a roughing tool. Not too much stick out, and just tied by hand is enough for the moment. We're going to move the clapper box. As we have to work always in the direction of the fixed jaw, we move the clapper box in the direction of the fixed jaw. It's very easy to remember. The clapper box have to look at the fixed jaw. Now the clapper box is installed, correct angle. Now we're gonna turn this cutting tool and try to put it more or less in the center of the ram. So the cutting forces will not push the ram left or right, but more or less centered. And no need to tap with hammers, just slightly tighten. That's enough. Now we're gonna set the length of the stroke. To be good, the cutting tool will pass 5 millimeters this side and about 15 millimeters on the back side. So we turn the machine on, check. Put the ram back. Even more. If you have a machine with handles, always take handles off. Handle in your hand, not on the machine. That will do. Normally the cutting speed we use for steel on a shaper is about 20 meters per minute. 20 meters per minute. My total stroke is 80 millimeters. So we look here, 75, a bit more, 80, cutting speed of 20 tells me we need 100 strokes a minute. Now the machine is set on 60, so we're gonna change the belt. As you can see, the belt is loose. I do that on purpose. You never know if something weird happens and the machine blocks. The belt is gonna slip. If the belt is too tight, you're gonna break something. I prefer buy a new belt than buy a new machine. Okay, safety first. Close the door. The feed mechanism. We see that it's feeding on the upstroke. The feed mechanism must always work on the backstroke. So we're gonna change. This system is not designed to take these heavy loads of cutting and feeding at the same time. So we always feed on the backstroke. We bring down the cutting tool, barely touching. Set a 0. I'm gonna feed down 7/10 of a millimeter. Ready for action. Phase 2, parallel phase 1 against the fixed jaw. Because this phase is not machined, we're going to use a copper wire again to make sure the phase 1 is pushed against the fixed jaw. Give it a little tap. That's good. Set 0. Feed in 7/10 of 1 millimeter. Let's do. One and two are done. Now we're gonna do phase 3. We're gonna use phase 1 to put against the fixed jaw. And I'm gonna show you a little trick. Imagine we put our workpiece in an angle without knowing it. Of course, now you can see it's in an angle. We tap it down and we feel that the parallel is fixed. So how can we be sure that the workpiece is parallel to the vise? I will show you. Take it out. We use cigarette paper. Cigarette paper and then workpiece in it. Same copper wire again. I like this wire, it's good stuff. Tap it down and now you can feel cigarette paper. This side stuck, it's a good, and this side is stuck too. Now we're sure the workpiece is parallel to the vise. Set 0 again. Phase 4, I'm going to put phase 1 in the bottom. Gentle tap. Test. It's stuck. Stuck. Okay, let's cut. Some people say shapers are slow. Well, it depends. For small workpieces like this, I think it's a perfect machine. If you want a milling machine, it's very expensive. Tooling for milling machines, very expensive. For this machine you can make every tool you want yourself.